Chelsea will have to make an ugly bid if they are to secure the services of Crystal Palace attacking midfielder Eberechi Eze before the transfer window closes. Simon Phillips, however, claims the Blues' interest in the 25-year-old is something to watch, and the club initially inquired about his availability when they were in talks to sign Michael Ollis. However, writing in his Caught Offside Substack column, Romano said he had not heard anything about Chelsea's interest in the player and stated that any transfer would be very expensive. Romano says, "At this time, I am not aware of any Chelsea contact for Eze. Only Manchester City considered him last week, but the treble winner never made any bids or started any negotiations, as he was deemed untouchable by Hodgson and Crystal Palace. An insane bid was required to be considered, far greater than the reported fee of £60 to £65 million. From the Eagles' point of view, it's clear Eze survives. It is believed that Palace won at least £70 million for Eze, which is a very high price for a player who may not be guaranteed a start. Eze would of course be a fine signing, but you might wonder if signing someone who can play in the exact same position as Lukaku is a good idea. Signing a winger may be a better option." Chelsea have considered making a move for Arsenal attacking midfielder Emile Smith-Rowe, according to journalist Simon Phillips. The Blues are looking for someone like Smith-Rowe, who can play as a number 10 and on the wing. The injuries to Christopher Nkunku and Carney Chukwuemeka have made signing another playmaker a priority. However, after losing to Michael Ollis at Crystal Palace, it was also felt that the London club needed another winger. Smith-Rowe can kill two birds with one stone. Will Arsenal sell Smith-Rowe? Considering that the England international is one of the Gunners' brightest young talents, you wouldn't expect Mikel Arteta's team to be willing to let the player go. Is Smith-Rowe interested in coming to Chelsea? Smith-Rowe has featured sparingly so far this season, being an unused substitute in Arsenal's first 3 league games. His only minutes came in the Community Shield against Manchester City, and even that was a brief cameo appearance. The 23-year-old was a key player during the 2021-22 season, scoring 11 goals in 37 appearances, but injury and competition for places left him an unused figure. He spent the second half of last season sitting on the bench, and he clearly needs more game time. Therefore, there is a possibility that he is open to moving to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea are considering whether to make a bid for Bayer Leverkusen fullback Jeremie Frimpong before the transfer window closes. Rumors claim that the Blues are seriously considering moving to provide cover for the injured Reece James. Although the Blues captain is expected to be out for only a few weeks, it seems that manager Mauricio Pochettino wants another option on the right flank, apart from Malo Gusto. Vishages believes Frimpong is a player who has been identified, but Leverkusen will be asking for a big offer to let the defender leave Bay Arena this month. Frimpong has been linked with a number of Premier League teams. The former Manchester City and Celtic player is expected to return to England. Arsenal are also reportedly considering buying Frimpong before they decide to sign compatriot Jurrien Timber. The high level of interest is not surprising considering his form for Leverkusen. The Dutchman scored 9 goals and made 11 assists last season, and he has scored 2 goals in 3 games so far this term. Chelsea may have other transfer priorities. Frimpong is believed to cost over £35 million, so the decision to sign the 22-year-old may come down to funds. Chelsea is advancing its negotiations with Arsenal for striker Folarin Balogun. Chelsea and Arsenal are nearing the end of their negotiations, as the Blues agreed to pay £50 million for Balogun. The young striker has been particularly exciting this season, attracting the interest of many highly rated clubs. The most prominent examples are Monaco, Inter Milan, and the current topic of conversation, Chelsea. The interest stemmed from the 22-year-old's stunning performances in League One. While on loan at Reims, the player scored a total of 27 goals in 37 matches. This young athlete established himself as an important cornerstone for the team and one of the reasons they reached 8th place in League One. This performance went on to justify Balogun's current price tag. However, the player's asking price of £50 million proved too high for most. The reason is, Inter Milan immediately lost interest and chose to look elsewhere. On the other hand, Monaco and Chelsea are considering the possibility, and Chelsea is taking the initiative. Moreover, Les Rouges et Blanc had no chance from the start. The player has expressed his desire to join the Premier League giants, thus giving the Blues a big advantage. In addition, the latest reports suggest Chelsea have met Balogun's personal terms. The team's attack is quite lacking at the moment, with Christopher Nkunku and Armando Broja still out injured. This weakness has taken its toll on them, as seen in their recent defeat against West Ham. Taking all these factors into account, Pochettino's opinion is indeed correct. Some fans fear the player may suffer after leaving Arsenal, but as his achievements with Reims show, Balogun is likely to adapt very easily to Chelsea. Chelsea's Trevoh Chalobah in talks over Bayern Munich move. Bayern Munich are reportedly in talks over a potential move for Chelsea defender Trevoh Chalobah. The Chelsea Academy graduate continues to be linked with a move despite a proposed move to Inter Milan falling through earlier this summer. Chalobah, who has made 63 appearances for the club, has struggled for a consistent place in the senior team since making his debut in August 2021. Although Chalobah missed the opening weeks of the season with a hamstring injury, he may struggle to break into Pochettino's starting lineup if he stays at the club. The current Chelsea boss can call upon Benoit Badiashile, Thiago Silva, Levi Colwill, and Axel Disasi. The Blues are therefore open to the prospect of offloading Chalobah before the summer transfer window closes on Friday. According to The Telegraph, Bayern boss Thomas Tuchel wants to reunite with Chalobah after coaching the defender during his time as Chelsea manager. With Benjamin Pavard tipped to join Italian giants Inter Milan, Bayern appear to be looking at Chalobah as a possible replacement for the Frenchman. The report claims that Bayern are prioritizing a permanent transfer and are currently negotiating with Chelsea over a potential deal. However, in recent reports, journalist Florian Plettenberg has stated that Bayern are pushing for a loan deal with an option to buy, while Chelsea are seeking a permanent sale. Roma agreed loan deal for Chelsea's Romelu Lukaku. Roma reportedly have reached an agreement with Chelsea regarding a loan deal for striker Romelu Lukaku. Chelsea had been determined to sell Lukaku this summer, but they were forced to consider a loan proposal after having struggled to find the player at a new club. Roma identified Lukaku as a potential target and sent club president Dan Friedkin and director Tiago Pinto to England to discuss a deal. According to The Telegraph, Roma have now reached an agreement with Chelsea regarding a season-long loan deal. Chelsea wanted to get an £8 million loan fee, but only compromised on a £5 million loan fee, so they did not have to contribute to the player's wages. Lukaku, who has agreed to take a pay cut of £320,000 per week, will earn around £6.4 million during his time in the Italian capital. While Lukaku has agreed to take a further pay cut if he returns to Chelsea next summer, the Blues have agreed to insert a £37 million release clause into his contract. Lukaku will fly with Friedkin and Pinto to Rome, and he will undergo a medical before being presented as a summer signing. The striker will reunite with his former manager Jose Mourinho after the two worked together at Manchester United during the 2017-18 season. Mourinho is determined to strengthen his front line this summer, with Tammy Abraham out of action for a long time with an anterior cruciate ligament injury. Sporting CP striker Marcus Edwards has piqued Chelsea's interest in a move. As per the Football London report, Chelsea have added Sporting striker Marcus Edwards to their list of possible signings before the deadline of this transfer window. The Daily Mail reveals that the Blues are looking for an attacker in the coming days. Edwards started his career in the Tottenham youth team before moving to Norwich City. The former England youth international moved to Portugal 4 years ago and has been with Sporting since midway through the 2021-22 season. The 24-year-old has scored 15 goals and 17 assists in 65 appearances in all competitions for the Portuguese Giants. He is a left-footed right-winger who can play as a false nine or attacking midfielder. Given his versatility and the speed he has to terrorize any defender, we can see the logic behind Chelsea's interest in the player. He is good at dribbling past people and also producing the finish. Chelsea have signed Christopher Nkunku, however. The Frenchman has been out of action since the end of pre-season and will be out until December. Therefore, bringing in someone like Edwards to strengthen some of the positions on the front lines could be smart business.